today we have a little bit of a different lesson. Usually I do these lessons and I say you only need a board or a piece of paper. But today you are going to need a book. Any book that is filled with pictures. Filled to the brim with pictures, okay? So today's lesson is going to be on speaking and comprehension using a picture-filled texts. Even if there are no words, because I've seen some of those cool books. I remember when I taught kinder, where it was just a story with pictures, no words. You could use that as well, as long as you, the teacher, or the adult are talking, right? So for an example, I took the three bears. I have the three bears here. You should know the story of the three bears. If you don't, I'm sure there's plenty of versions online. And you're gonna go ahead and you're gonna read through the story. And you need to make sure that you are pointing and reading and talking. So for example, if I was reading this page right here, sorry for this, okay? I would say, oh, here you have the great big bear. Oh, look at his bed. Here's his bed. And he's waking up. Oh, he's yawning, so he's waking up. You need to not just read the actual words of the children's story, but you should also be adding your own words. You're going to read this once, maybe twice, with your newcomer or group of newcomers or ELD 1 class. When you're done reading that, you're going to go ahead and make this chart. So this is supposed to be the first time you go through it. Eventually, you'll have kids make their own charts. And in this chart, you're going to go ahead in the middle, you're going to write the title of the book. So here I put the three bears. And then you're going to write 1, 2, 3, 4. And what I'm going to do the first time, I'm going to model it or do it with the kids. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pick 4 different scenarios or parts of the book, and I'm going to put them in sequential order. And as I'm drawing them, let's say you're drawing it by yourself, I'm going to say, okay, on the story, there was a great big bear. And if I want, I'm going to write great big bear. There was a medium-sized bear and a wee little bear. And the three bears, then they went to take a walk in the woods. And here's some trees that are in the woods. And while the three bears were in the woods, Goldilocks went into their house. You're going to go ahead and talk through each of your pictures, okay? So they've heard certain words in this story. Plus they have the words they already know, because they are picking up English every day that they're in this environment, right? And then they're going to hear those words again as you talk through the pictures, right? And if you're talking through the pictures, it doesn't matter if you are not an artist. You could see my wonderful art skills. Yes, that's sarcasm. Here's Goldilocks eating porridge. Porridge is a hard word, but you know what? They've heard it a bunch of times here. They're hearing it here. So that's okay. So anyway, you're going to go through each of the pictures. And then you could either have the kids, depending where they are, individually or as a group, you can write a couple of sentences. So here's what I want you to do. Let's say you have a group of newcomers that are really new and really don't know very much English. You could either start by saying, okay, what do I have in this picture? Hopefully 1 or 2 of them could say bear. And if they say, okay, good, it is a bear, right? And we have how many bears? Well, maybe one of them could say 3. And you are putting their words into a well-structured sentence in English, right? So even if they're only able to say, there's a big bear, let's say they don't know the word for medium, little bear, excellent. Okay, we have a big bear, and so here in my sentence, I'm gonna take that newcomer's words and I'm gonna make it into a complete sentence. There was a big bear, a middle-sized bear, and a baby bear. And I'm gonna write that down. I am not gonna be correcting their grammar, and if they're writing this on their own, I'm not gonna correct their spelling. I'm encouraging them to speak and form as much of a sentence as possible. And then I, as the teacher, I'm gonna kind of gear it so it makes, there's a good structure for the sentence. And then here I put, so this is coming from the child. If they're really struggling and knowing no one is volunteering, you could go ahead and give some fill in the blank situations. Oh, see, look, kids, we have the three bears and they're taking a walk. Let's say no one's telling you what's happening. They don't have that English skill yet. You could say, oh, and here, oh, who's at the door? can someone tell me who this is? Then they should know Goldilocks, or they should remember some part of that word, because now they're not having to tell you what's happening, which is harder than just filling in a specific noun. Okay, so here I just I put a whole paragraph based on these 4 pictures, and the kids could just then copy it, repeat it several times. If you have a student doing this on their own, let them make their mistakes, and that's okay, because they're starting to compose full sentences or English words on their own, and let them write it and see if they could tell you about what they wrote. Okay, thank you.